Let's stay together. Weather. We had some technical difficulties, but guess what? I'm live now. I went live at 9:03, but the technical difficulties made it 9:33. But every week, like I said, it's going to get better and better and better. I learned that I can't go live on TikTok just yet. My requirements will be fulfilled soon with your help and with my commitment. So yeah, I what I want to do is first and foremost thank God most high for all and every single thing, every trial, every tribulation, every valley and every high. I'm your girl Egyptian Love. This is Align and Ignite on the Love is My Legacy platform. Thank you for joining me tonight. Before I get into tonight's topic, like I said, I want to recap on last week's topic. And last week's topic was called Hear, Heal, and Leap. And we asked a few pivotal questions on last week's topic, just regarding your healing process. And has there been somebody in your life that told you what you needed to do and you didn't listen? Or is there somebody in your life that you're avoiding that you need to confront and you're sweeping it under the carpet? I can agree that is me, but it depends on why you're sweeping it under the carpet. Are you avoiding because you know that there is a truth in what it is that they're saying? Or are you avoiding because you're just not good with confrontation? I can say that for my situation, it's a little bit of both, but it's almost like for me, I have to respect and I have to align with a person that is giving me any kind of advice. So even if you're giving me advice and it's mean, or I say it's like it's harsh, but I know you're coming from a kind heart, I can receive that. But if you're just nasty, I don't got nothing to say, or I can't hear nothing. I can't hear, I can't heal. It don't matter if it's the truth. I can't hear you because you're nasty. Like, and you're like, well, if even if the person is nasty, if it's the truth, it's the truth. That is still true. So that information can still help you. But at the same token, you're not going to be able to receive it the way you need to receive it from that particular person. So that's what we were talking about last week. We were talking about hearing, healing, and leaping, taking that leap of faith. Here's my little note. So what my baby do with my note? He probably came up here and ate my note. He ate my note. He ate my notes. Where my notes go? It's okay. But guess what? I know exactly what to do. So some of the questions that were trigger questions, even for me, like I said, has everything to do with listening to that inner voice. And are you honoring that inner voice? Are you able to sit alone and recollect the information that people are giving you so that you can become the person that you desire to be, right? I can say that constructive criticism to me is it's definitely bittersweet. Bittersweet. It's definitely bittersweet, but it is very needed. It's very needed, especially when you end up coming, or you're in such a frame. That's my baby crying. He trying to get he probably playing, but he probably won't come out here. But especially when you're in a frame of mind like you're in this box. What's going on, Liliana? What's up, girl? So, coming from a place when you're in this box, thank you for joining me. Last week's topic was Hear, Heal, Leap. And one of the trigger questions was, has somebody been giving you advice that you have not been taking? And have you been sitting with yourself to listen to that inner voice? Are you honoring your inner voice? And also, who are you avoiding? What confrontation are you avoiding? And are you avoiding it because you don't know how to be confrontational in a positive way? Or are you avoiding it because you have no idea or have no respect for that person? So you really just blanking them out. And for me, it's a little bit of both. Like, I mean, I don't have respect, and I really don't know how to have the confrontation for somebody or with someone that I don't have the respect for. So whether the information that they're giving me is good for me or not, the message is good for me or not, the delivery for me is everything. It has to align, and it has to ignite somehow in me. And sometimes igniting is not always a positive thing. You're gonna ignite, you're gonna light a match, and I'm gonna go boom. Otherwise, I might just get proactive and do something positive with that energy. I had a girlfriend just recently, and it's tough love. Sometimes you need tough love. Sometimes you need to be like, get your ass up and get that done. Look, I'm doing my own bleeps because I don't know if Facebook allows you to go off on here, but yeah, so that was last week's topic. Hearing, healing, and leaping. Taking that leap of faith, whether that is a leap of faith on a goal that you have as far as career, whether it's a leap of faith on a book you should be writing, whether it's a leap of faith on starting a podcast, whatever that leap of faith might be. So tonight's topic, let me see. So starting not from the beginning, but just giving you my introduction to my legacy lovers. I'm your girl Egyptian Love. I'm your auntie. I'm your cousin. I'm your elder, and I probably can be your mama. Welcome back to Align and Ignite. Part of the Love is My Legacy platform. This is where we come together to inspire, heal, align, and transform. And let's face it, if you're human, you're healing. If you're human, you're healing. Say it with me. If you're human, you're healing. The healing process does not stop. It is an ongoing thing. It is not a final destination. It is an ongoing thing. If you're human, you're healing. Like I said, our last episode, we started out with the journey of hearing, healing, and leaping. And tonight we're going to be talking about the inner child. So when I think about the inner child, it's interesting how when you say certain words, it stimulates a whole plethora of ideas or what somebody has said or what has taken place in your life. And I recall someone reaching out to another loved one of mine, talking about me needing to heal my inner child and deal with my father issues. Interesting enough, I already know that I have father issues, and I already know that I have some inner child situations and who don't that I'm dealing with. But this particular person, it has nothing, it wasn't a surprise about these things about myself. And I think that everybody has it. That's my point. Everybody has something that they're healing from at some point in their life. Like, I'm wondering for my 1-year-old down the line, what is he going to say? Well, Mom, you never did this. I'm preparing for that conversation. Like, already, trying to do your best just as a mom, as a parent, because parents are people and we don't recognize that until we get a little bit up in our age. I just turned 41 as of last week, November 24th, 2024. I went live at 11:11 on last Sunday, and I plan on doing this on next Sunday as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, like the inner child thing, the inner child topic is, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I'm an experienceist, and I've been through the experiences that I can give the advice. And that's literally what it is. I've been to therapy before, and I gotta say, I've had therapists that weren't as experienced, but they have the book understanding. You know what I'm saying? They have the psychoanalytical understanding of how the brain operates, you know what I mean, in order to help me trigger the emotions that need to be triggered and dive deep so that I can exude the healing that I need to get from a particular strand of words that they may say that now resonates or aligns to help that healing process. But I feel like every person has a tribe. And it's going to take me to possibly be a voice to somebody that can actually understand my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe. Your vibe attract your tribe. Vibrations all day. So again, going into the inner child, right? The inner child, y'all. The inner child, she is something. I don't know about y'all, but my inner child, if I tell you who she is, I'm going to be judged, and that's okay. And 9 times out of 10, you might already know. But I had my dad in my life for 40 years, y'all. 40 years. And let me tell you, I stumbled across a video this morning when my dad first got sick and I came home. This was in January of 2022. And he's in the kitchen making me something to eat, first of all. The last meal my dad ever made me was cream of wheat. And he made the best cream of wheat ever. So while he's in the kitchen cooking, making me some cream of wheat, I'm literally in the kitchen doing ballet, and I'm dancing because the floors were nice and just like, smooth, and I got on my socks. So I'm doing ballet. I used to dance. I used to be a dancer for Baloo. I'm in there popping and moving and just being this child. And my father, he stops, he looks at me, and he just does this. Like, little girl, but that's the beauty. That's the beauty of being around or being in that inner child. Like, you're not even thinking about that. You're not thinking about, oh, how do I do something, or why should I do it? Like, when you're in your inner child, there's literally tunnel vision. I'm having a bad connection. Thank you for watching, Lily and Mariano. There's literally tunnel vision. Like I said, tonight's topic is inner child. Last week was heal, hear, leap. So I'm talking about the inner child. So I was just talking about how when my dad was here, 2022, I came home. I'm dancing in the kitchen while he's cooking me. The last meal he ever actually prepared for me was a bowl of cream of wheat. And that was my favorite thing that he made for breakfast. Like, so I asked him to make that for me. And let me tell you, I'm in the kitchen, y'all, dancing and I'm twirling. And this is my inner child. I'm not thinking about who's thinking about. And my dad, he's watching me for a second. He stops what he's doing. He comes up to me and he does like this. Like, little girl, like, girl, okay, continue. But I say that example to say that in my 40 years, being around your parents, they are your safe haven. They should be. And if they aren't, that is still the inner child workings that we need to work on. I'm not a therapist. I'm an experiencist. This is my word that I'm making up. Experiencist. But I say that because it's obvious that if you have a healthy childhood or if you had an unhealthy childhood, you're still going to be dealing with some type of demons, because parents are people and they're not going to do every single thing right. As much as we think that, there are gods when we're really little, that's who we look up to, who we get fed from, who shelters us, who, they're everything. And then they grow and we grow, and then we realize, oh shoot, they make mistakes too. So that is what we're talking about tonight. And I want you to think about one of your happiest childhood memories as I'm talking, because that was just recent, and I was 30. I was 38 when that happened, just being in the kitchen, dancing while my dad is cooking, and I'm not thinking about nothing, literally tunnel vision. But what was one of your childhood memories that just still makes your heart smile? And, that is the inner child. And there's also the childhood memories that makes you very sad and makes you feel like you just want to ball up and rock yourself to sleep. What are those inner child thoughts? And why is it important to even go that deep? Because some people are just like, well, that was the past. You need to get over it. Well, they said that about slavery. You need to get over it. They said that about people that have been, put down and locked up for years, that they need to get over it. And what they got locked up for wasn't even their fault. It was lies, so trauma is trauma, and you have to deal with it somewhere, because if you don't, it's literally gonna seep in how you raise your kids, and it's gonna seep how you raise yourself. And even if you're able to forgive yourself, that right there is why diving into the inner child is so important. Because I said to myself that I had not forgiven myself. Like, like I now have a child on the outside of me, but literally having to forgive myself for I had to forgive myself for how my child came into existence. Like, because I had this idea of how it was supposed to happen. Oh, you're supposed to go to school. You're supposed to go to college. You're supposed to get married. You're supposed to have kids. Like your dad. Like I always thought my dad would walk me down the aisle. All of that stuff. Like literally, that is what I thought, and I had to forgive myself for how things did not play out. And not only forgive myself for how it didn't play out, like I had my father right here with me, who I know that if he was in his right mind, he would have been disappointed. But to some extent, I just think like, okay, well, maybe, everything happens for a reason. My dad ended up getting dementia. Had he not been his dementia, I would have not heard the last of it. It would have been different because I'm an adult, but I know to some extent he was disappointed, but he told me, he said, don't worry about anything. He said, you take care of that life inside.